So I noticed that being a conservative or a Republican and then having hatred for black women, they seem to go hand in hand. So I did a little research online and saw that a lot of other people were starting to notice the same thing. And I found this video by Antonio Talks. Black men do not belong in red pill spaces.
So with this being the case, I get comments all the time of people telling me I'm pandering to black women. What I've realized is that a lot of men on
See, if you speak positively about black women who clearly look the best, there's clearly more brown and black women on earth than anything. And allegedly, that's where we all came from. But if you speak positively about them, they say you're pandering. I never hear people say you're pandering to white women, you're pandering to Asian women. It's only about black women. It's programmed into society to speak negative about black people and black women. They do it everywhere.
line are red pill. And with red pill and the ideology of it, it's very white supremacy based. And the thing about me is, bro, you can go online anywhere and just see so much negativity about black people, but black women in specific. And yes, don't get me wrong, black women have their problems such as every other group. I just tend to talk about the positive. You can go watch anybody else talk about the negative, all right? Back in the 60s, Malcolm X even said this. Black women are the most least protected group in America. And that still applies 50, 60 years later, bro. And recently, I talked about black women in my Sexy Red video. And even though I was speaking in highly regards towards them and in positive aspects, I had so many comments of just people bashing black women. And I don't want to bring that type of energy here, okay? I just got to find a way of criticizing.
Even when it comes to Sexy Red, she says some ridiculous things in her songs a lot of the times. But there's also white women who say ridiculous things in their songs, white people in general. But they always put the spotlight on Sexy Red in general and then act like that's our entire culture. It's crazy.
Them without bringing in that negativity. Now, to get back on topic, today we're going to be talking about the red pill space. And specifically, if you're a young black man, these spaces are not for us. I don't know how many times I have to be telling y'all that, but just look at all of the black people you know that are red pill. And even just race aside, some of the biggest people in the red pill space, Myron Gaines, Andrew Tate, what do they have to show for their red pillness? They don't have a loving family, don't have a wife. What is this advice doing for y'all? It seems like it's just getting y'all money, but it's not reflecting into your real world. Myron Gaines is like a prime example. I think he got his first girlfriend at like 35, and then she ended up leaving him for a construction worker. So
Myron. So red pill movement is supposed to be about self-improvement, men taking control of their lives, right? But when you peel back the layers, what you really see is self-hatred repackaged as masculinity. And who's at the center of the circus? Myron Gaines, Mr. Fresh and Fit himself. When I first saw that show or that podcast, I'm like, who's supposed to be fresh and who's supposed to be fit? Neither one of them is either. It's crazy.
it's like this shit is clearly they're grifting off a young man. But no more talking, man. Let's get into it.
You start out, you're just like, hey, we just want to be better with dating. We just want better social skills, right? And then before you know it, you're talking about like women are dogs and you need to train them.
Not to mention, he gets all his women off sugar daddy apps. He claims to be making money over 6 feet, a top 1% man, but he can't get women. Has no personality, can't go up to a woman and get them to date him for him. Had a girlfriend, 35 years old, had a girlfriend for the first time, said he never had sex with her and he couldn't get anything out of her. Couldn't get anything out of her, but she got all his money and left him. It's crazy. And of course she wasn't black. The reason he avoids black women is so something like that won't happen to him. But the worst case scenario did happen to him. A girl used him, didn't like him, and he looked like an idiot online.
When I was 17, I fell down the red pill pipeline, and I managed to get myself out about 5 years later. The term red pill comes from the movie The Matrix. So it's basically saying that you have a truth or knowledge no one else seems to have. They would say that society is gynocentric, which means that society caters to women.
All right, that's bullshit. I mean, white women really don't have an input. Yes, they birth the white men that run the world or the country, but it's very catered to men, especially white men.
Top 20% of guys. This isn't true. I would say at 17, I was socially
Yeah, society is also clearly catered to men because men literally make all the rules, all the laws, everything. Any little thing that's protecting a woman, they probably fought for those rights. But by default, all the laws were made to protect white men. The police in general, the whole law system was created to protect white men.
Awkward, very introverted. I felt I was ugly in high school, so I went on YouTube and looked up tips regarding dating and women. It eventually led me down this deep dark hole. It was able to kind of take the weight of blame off of myself. Like, actually, women are the ones in control. You're actually the victim in this situation. It's a very appealing thing to be the victim. I didn't view it as like, I've got to put them down type of thing. Like, it was saying that, hey, we understand why you feel bad. If you just learn what we have to give you.
Imagine getting online because you really, really can't get women. So you get on YouTube and on Reddit and everything, and you end up on Fresh and Fits content. You end up looking at two dorks that can't get women at all. They're just claiming to be high value men because they got some money from a podcast, and they claim to get a lot of women because they're paying women off a particular website to be on their show. And they end up arguing with the women, pulling out weapons, threatening each other's lives, police being called. Like, can't even actually talk to women and have a conversation without getting in a fight. And not to mention, I saw them calling black women like brownies or darkies one day. One is from Sudan, and the other one is just plain dark skin. So how's he laughing at black women about their skin color when he's the same color? It made zero sense.
You'll be the one winning.
Yeah, and this is how a lot of people are reeled in. I remember back in like 2022, I was around 21 years old, and I came across an Andrew Tate video, and what he was saying was resonate with me. It was like he was just talking about like keeping up with yourself and just trying to be a quote unquote real man. But then like as the days went on, I just kept seeing more and more of his content, and I was like, okay, it low key seems like he's.
See, although Tate is much cooler than Myron, he had to have grown up with some type of hatred towards the black side of himself as well. You can't even tell that he has any black in him, let alone has a black father. Because he probably grew up, not being able to say the N word without getting beat up. Because nobody believed he was black. So when you get bullied, it kind of embeds a hatred towards those type of people.
Anti-women or some shit. Like I remember I posted a little TikTok video talking about it, and when I did, it was a lot of males coming in and they were like, "No, bro, you're a simp. He's speaking the truth." And I ended up deleting the video because I was like, "Damn, maybe I'm wrong." But just looking back, bro, I was right about the shit, bro. And if you feel something in your gut, don't let nobody change your opinion. And no one's going to think the same way as you. That's what I'm starting to realize now. Like if everybody agrees with you, you fake, my nigga.
You know it. You're commenting, you're reading more of it, but at the same time, you're distrustful of the women around you. You're distrustful of the people around you.
And that's the thing. It's like I don't understand how these red pill people can just talk so vile of women. Like, don't y'all have sisters that don't act the way that you're saying women act? Or don't y'all have mothers that don't act the way that women say they like? You know what I'm saying? Like
they don't know what you know. It just degrades your own mental health. You start without even realizing it, isolating yourself. I actually felt really embarrassed if people caught me, which kind of is a telltale sign. That's probably you should be watching it. I first started questioning my beliefs when I went through a breakup. Me and a friend of mine, we went to a cabin.
It's funny because one time I was working at a very good company, but they monitored our Wi-Fi. So while I was working, I was listening to YouTube, and the Fresh and Fit podcast came on. And the CEO of the company called me and said, "Do not listen to that crap while you're working. You don't need to be listening to that garbage. There's nothing good going to come from it." He's like, "I used to be that guy listening to that type of advice. Nothing good comes from it." And I was like, dang, thought I could listen to any podcast I want at work. But he treated it like I was listening to the devil, literally. And it pretty much was like listening to the worst advice possible.
Party, I started crying in front of one of the girls who I liked there. This girl responded rather with like shame and disgust that the red pill told me that they would react. She was actually like really kind about it, and that kind of made me think, what if I'm wrong?
Yes.
And then afterwards, I was bar hopping with a group of guys, and a few of them were red pilled. It was the first time actually meeting other red pill guys, and I could just kind of see how bitter and angry they were. There was this one guy, he was trying to do pickup techniques. It was obvious that the girls weren't liking it at all, but he kept getting more and more aggressive. I'm like, is this how I see the world? And
it's funny because you don't need any type of technique. Like, if you literally just be yourself, Even if you lame, nerdy, goofy, funny, if you just be yourself, you can go up to a woman and mess up everything you was going to say. But as long as you was being genuine, people can feel that. And it takes the pressure off you.
It kind of disgusts me. I say it's compared to a cult. They don't like outsiders. They don't like outside thought. A lot of the comments started also sounding the same too. There was no original thought. There's a lot of, you guys make me feel like I'm at home, complaining about women, reappeal the 19.
I mean, no disrespect when I say this, but these red pill niggas gay. You can create your own website by saying, this is what I want. With Wix, you can. That's all I could think of. They hate women so much. They don't like them to talk. They don't like them to speak. They don't want to be around them. Are y'all gay? And there's nothing wrong with that, but just live your truth. Stop trying to put on this macho man, I'm hard aspect when you don't like women. You gay as hell. Like, who talk like this? Like, what the? I don't know about you, bro, but I would rather be around women than men all day. They need to go to jail or something. They would love jail. Hell yeah.
It's the amendment that allows women to vote. There was a lot of rage. I have a mom. I have women friends.
It's funny that he said that because Myron used to always say he only talks to women for sex. He thinks the only purpose for women is sex. When he can easily just be with himself. He don't have to deal with women if that's the case. But whatever.
So it would be kind of like, I don't want to take away their rights. And then over time, they got really disgusting. I don't feel comfortable saying some of the other stuff I saw. Vile, misogynistic comments. That was another thing that helped me realize my beliefs in the red pill were wrong. When I first started to decide to actually stop watching red pill content, it was like flooding my feed. I would just click not interested, not interested. But regardless, they just kept appearing over and over. So yeah, it took me roughly about a year. I'm on ex-red pill forums to help other people out like I would have helped me out. Helping others too is kind of maybe a way of like rectifying it. So something I wish that someone would told me when I was in the red pill. Not everyone who tells you that you're right is your friend. I feel like content creators in the red pill, they don't believe sincerely what they say, and they're only saying it to get money, time out of you. Feminism is not bad. It's required in today's society. Also, men and women have different preferences, and sometimes you won't meet them. That's nothing personal. I think community is the solution for this. The isolation and self-involved nature of these is what's leading people down these rabbit holes. There are still lots of men, especially young men, who are being introduced to these philosophies.
Yeah, sometimes the videos get so bad. You would think they would be banned from YouTube. Like the way he talks about black women, with the way he talks about Nazi stuff and doing Nazi salutes or being a clear raccoon. I mean, I think he even had on the KKK hat. He does everything possible to be a part of them. But he doesn't know in real life, if he hung around them people, he would probably be hanging from a tree within a couple of weeks. They aren't his friend. And the most dangerous part, the red pills, it's not just anti-woman, it's usually anti-black. Because who gets targeted most in those so-called feminine criticism videos? Black women. Who gets called loud, aggressive, unworthy of love? Black women. Who they always use as the scapegoat for the failures of society. Who do they say benefit most from DEI or SNAP benefits? The real answer is white women, but they always say black women. I don't know why. They have to constantly spread this propaganda, and it's actually funded by big organizations. They pay people to spread the propaganda when the statistics are right there. And there Myron is with this ambiguous racial identity. It's like you're just standing in a microphone throwing grenades at black sisters who built the very culture he exploits for clicks and for money. That's his job. He's not a man, just masquerading manhood.
And if I can avoid anyone from feeling the loneliness and rage and isolation I felt when I was that young, that's a win.
Big shout out to this dude right here for being able to come online and explain his truth. You know, he found out he was wrong. And at the age of 17, bro, you're very susceptible to these type of tactics that these red pill influencers throw at you. You may feel ugly. You may feel like women reject you at higher rate.
And one more thing, just a little history lesson. The degradation of black women and men, it didn't start on YouTube. It started on a plantation. When the slave master wanted to destroy the black family, they did it by breaking or buck breaking the black man in front of his woman. They'll strip him down, whip him, humiliate him, grape him in front of his wife and his kids. And that would teach everybody, you have no power, you have no pride, no manhood, no protector. But as they say, there's a thin line between the red pill and being gay. And there are parallels with the red pill and white supremacy. So there's also a thin line between white supremacy and being gay. Clearly. And they have some type of weird obsession with the black bodies.
Race, and instead of actually doing the internal work, it's easier to just put the blame on women. It's their problem. Like I just keep stating, bro, most of these red pill influencers, for one, if they are married, they don't do any of the advice that they're taking. For two, they not married. They don't have a loving family. They don't have kids. They don't have a wife. So it's like, why are you even listening to their strategies? You want to be lonely and old when you know what I'm saying? But hey,
more and more women are reporting that as their partners watch more red pill content, they start reporting the changes that the men in their relationship are going through. One woman broke up with her man the minute he started watching Fresh and Fit. One of the women in this article says that her boyfriend fell deep into the red pill stuff, watching Fresh and Fit, Andrew Tate, MGTOW content, and eventually he ghosted her, and she wondered what the hell's going on. And he said he was using something called dread game, just something in red pill spaces, which means you want to make the woman chase you, and it's more emotional manipulation than it is anything else. It's not attractive. If anything, it's the reason he doesn't have a relationship anymore.
See, how are you already with your girl or married, but you want her to chase you? It doesn't make sense. It's going to feel like to her you're being inconsistent and you're taking away something that you've always done. That might work with a few immature women who are used to being chased. So they meet this super fine guy that doesn't chase them. That might work. If you're just a regular dude and you think you don't have to text her or put in effort, it's probably not going to work for you. And if it's your actual girl and you're not showing her attention and your girl looks good and you're letting other people give her attention, nah, you're gonna learn. Gonna learn the hard way.
These women are saying things like, I don't recognize the man anymore after he started watching this stuff. There are countless stories of this. I posted about it before. But what's unfortunate about red pill manosphere content is it's no longer just for the youth. It's no longer just for kids who were locked down in COVID and were just watching YouTube. There are married men who are falling for this. It's insane to me that you would throw your own relationship away because you're following the word of a man who probably isn't in a relationship. Myron Gaines, Andrew Tate, they are not in relationships. They don't know how to keep women happy. Thus, they try to make other men unhappy with them. And I've also posted in the past that Canadian lawyers are also seeing a wave of divorces, claiming that the men that they were with started watching red pill content in the relationship. What the hell? So look out for the signs that your man is falling for this. Probably a telltale sign that the relationship is going to end unless you can snap them out of it. There are women in my comments who have said that their partner started watching it after the woman realized that she had a talk with him, and they ended up being able to pull it out. But it becomes something where you almost have to deprogram these men once they start going down this path. There are article after article of women who are finding that red pills were.
It really is programming too, so you got to be careful about your algorithm. Use it for your success, like stuff you want to watch, stuff you want to get better at, or more knowledgeable about. If it's more money, more muscles. But watching dudes on YouTube get women, the crazy thing is, the one person on YouTube, King68, you see him get women all day, but you don't see him making advice videos on how to get women. He literally just showing you. He does it by literally just chilling there, sitting outside, being 6'8", getting fresh. And it's that easy.
Ruining their relationship, and this is just another example of it.
So my thing is, bro, a lot of these red pill guys feel like they have woken up. You know, they taking a red pill. They can see things for what they are. You're still having that sheep mentality. You're still following someone. This isn't like a thought that they just consciously gain like out of nowhere. No, this is something that they're seeing on the screen and following. So it's like you're not so special. You're still a sheep. You know what I'm saying? Just following a different path. And just the fact that it's married men watching this content, clearly y'all not happy, or y'all maybe y'all need hobbies. I don't know. Just leave like
Yeah, you just gotta turn off those red pill clowns. Pick up a book. Call your mother. Love your woman. Build your family. A man who can't love a woman, especially a black man who can't love a black woman, can't love himself. And if you can't love yourself and love your people, then you can't liberate your people. It's simple.